Alright, hello beautiful people. I hope your day is well. You are a star. Don't let any mofo dim your light. Today I'm going to share with you some tools, okay, that you can implement that are practical and effective for self-healing to do what they call inner work or shadow work. Okay, so I'm going to share with you some of my own experiences, the tools that I've used to become more whole, okay, and face my demons. So it ties in a little bit on how to let go of like negative emotions. If you watched the previous video, if not, you can go check that out on the YouTube channel. Otherwise, today I'm going to share with you some tips on how to implement those tools. Alright, so what is shadow work? What is the inner work? Basically, it's coming to face with your own demons, your own insecurities, your own fears, things that you don't like about yourself, things that you don't like about the world. Alright, things that you have a lot of resistance to, okay, whether it be your primal nature, your lower self, things that you kind of hide in the world, right? Things that you don't really show, things that you don't expose, right? And basically doing the inner work and the shadow work is coming to face with them and accepting them, loving them, nurturing them, okay? Forgiving any wounds, any traumas that you picked up along your own journey, your own life, okay? From childhood to society to to breakups, to relationships, to anything that made you feel any less worthy than what you actually are. Because one, like those things, they don't define who we are, okay? We're pretty amazing people. Okay, there's nothing wrong with you. So doing the shadow work, doing the inner work, okay, is just walking through this path, okay, observing what it is that's made you who you are, okay, things that's shaped you, alright, and not disregarding any part of yourself, okay, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it, and coming to terms with it and saying like, okay, this is part of who I am, this is what makes me me, okay, and obviously you can evolve who you are, you can change who you are, okay? You can let go of certain parts of yourself that you don't like about yourself, but the more you resist, okay, the more you try and block out these parts of who you are, your shadow side, your dark side, the bigger the monster it becomes, or the bigger the wave. So what can you do? You can just write it out, okay? Write this part out of these things that you're constantly trying to block out of your life and just accept it. So what are some tools that you can use to implement, okay, that are practical and effective for self-healing? Now, from my own experiences, what's helped me, number one was to meditate. Meditate is such a powerful tool. It can rewire our brain to reprogram our mindset. So I've been meditating for quite some time now, and I remember the first time that I did it, it was so hard because I was not used to being still. I like being a man of action, alright, always on the go, always got to do things, be productive. However, when I sat down and meditated, I could feel my ego wanting to come up. I could feel all these things that I didn't really like about myself surface. And what you do is just observe those things. You watch them. You don't try and block them out. Okay, you don't let them define who you are. Okay, you feel it through. And you become so much more calmer. Right? You become so much more accepting of these things about you. So that's one way to implement a tool. You can, look at meditations. You can go look at meditation guides. You can just listen to some binaural binaural beats, or listen to some 432 hertz, 528 hertz. You know, look that up, sit down with it, try for a few minutes. You don't have to do a crazy half an hour, 1 hour first go. You can just sit down and just practice, just being mindful. You don't even have to sit down in yoga position. It's just being mindful, just observing your mind. Okay, not letting your mind guide you, okay, based on fears and insecurities. Just observe it, alright, like a cloud. Every time a cloud passes through of thoughts that you don't like, observe it. Don't let it rain, don't let it pour. Just observe it, let it pass through. The other thing as well was just to exercise. Exercise, amazing tool. You know, helps release endorphins, okay, and obviously add some dopamine from, you know, achieving goals, whatever your fitness goals may be. This is obviously such a good way to detox and to heal, okay. It teaches us to love our bodies more and just be more in touch with our physical self. Sometimes we can be so disconnected, you know, it causes anxiety and depression because, you know, we let go of this vehicle, this vessel that we're in. So exercise, do a bit of yoga, do a bit of dancing, do some calisthenics. I've got plenty of videos on those, you know, upper body, lower body workouts if you want to go check that out. Yeah, just move the body, go for a bike ride, go for a walk, go outside. I should be outside right now, but I wanted to do this for you. Yeah, exercise, love your body, accept your body, nurture it, tell your body how sexy it is. The other thing is eating foods that actually heal you and nourish you. Alright, so instead of like, I understand that being so busy in society can can influence us to make irrational decisions when it comes to food, right? We're so busy, we're always on the go, we've got to do this, that, one after the other. And so we go for whatever's convenient, you know, because we need the fuel to get us to the next destination, right? Go back to being mindful, and before you decide to eat, just think about what you're actually eating. Like, do you know where it's coming from? Do you understand do you know if there's any preservatives or GMOs? If it's conventional, like, is it laced with pesticides and toxins and things that actually, you know, reverse your evolution, right? Or that hinder your evolution because of these chemicals. So what can you go for? You can go for whole foods plucked straight from the tree, like mangoes and strawberries and bananas and papayas and avocados, things that are of more light nature. You know, ever since going plant-based, I've realised just how different my energy's been. A bit just so much higher, just so much happier, because I know what I'm putting in my body. I know I'm not consuming death, I'm consuming a life, I'm consuming a light, I'm consuming a light energy. It's charging me, that's electrical, right? Our bodies are electrical, and you want to increase that charge by eating foods that amplify that. You know, meat and dairy and all that kind of stuff isn't going to do that, because it's just full of death and adrenaline and antibiotics and all these things that don't really heal our bodies. You can get plenty of proteins and amino acids and zinc, iron and calcium through a whole food plant-based diet. I've got some guides on the website, you can go check that out. Free meal planners and a vegan nutrition guide as well. But yeah, eating foods that actually heal you. Foods that actually help you evolve as a human being. And then the last one really is just going into nature, putting yourself in environments that help you evolve. You know, you can't grow in the same environment that stops you from evolving, right? If there's no more growth, it's time to go. So whether that be relationships, jobs, you know, certain town that you're in, that's a huge sign that it could be stopping you from healing. So what do? Just spend more time where you feel more alive, you feel more passion, you feel more growth, where you see yourself evolving further and further and further. Because that's what we came here for. We came here to experience life to the fullest. And if something's blocking us from doing that, like job or relationship, you know, or certain environments, then you're stopping yourself from healing to become more whole, and limiting yourself from your huge potential, because that's what you are. You're fucking amazing. Yeah. So those are some of the tools that's helped me heal. Just meditating, okay, observing. Don't have to sit down in a yoga position. You can do this anywhere, anytime. Just meditate, observe the thoughts and feelings. Don't judge them, okay, accept them, love them, nurture them, okay, illuminate it with your heart. Next one is exercise. Get outside, move the body, get into that flow, however you want to do it. Do a bit of stretch, get in touch with your body. Okay, I love it, accept it, appreciate it. Okay, this is it's the only place that we got to live, right? You know, this vessel. The next one is foods. Be conscious of what foods you're eating, okay? Choose foods that are more alkalizing, okay? That's going to reverse cancers and diseases. Okay, not foods that are acidic. Alright, so you want a pH of 7 or more. Alright, things like avocados, papayas, alright? And lastly was to just put yourself in environments that heal you, help you nourish, help you thrive, okay? Help you feel more alive, okay? This is what we're about. We're thriving to be more alive, alright? So that's it from me, guys. I hope that video helped on how to implement tools that are practical and effective when doing the inner work and shadow work, okay? Realize that you will come out of it, okay? You're gonna come out stronger, wiser, and yeah, that's it from me. Remember, you are a star. Don't let any mofo dim your light. Remember to love your friends, your family, the animals, the planet. Most importantly, love yourself. Peace.